Morning, ladies and gentlemen. So today we have one interesting question which reads to say, consider the quantitative data given below, showing the time in days required to complete year-end audits for a sample of 20 clients of Edimo and Wamo, a small public accounting firm. So to this question, we haven't attached any question, but I will basically attach two questions to it. We will construct what is referred to as the frequency distribution table and the histogram from the same data. So for you to construct the frequency distribution table, you need to know what is referred to as the class width. So for you to construct what is referred to as the class width is given by the range divided by the classes you want. So we know for sure that W stands for class width, R stands for the range, and C is for the number of classes that you basically want. But the smallest number of classes we always give is 5, unless otherwise you check from the data that you have been given. So for you now to be able to calculate such, you need first to rearrange the data in a certain order for you to identify which one is your range. But if you have the time, you can just from here pick the smallest and the largest for you to find the range. Remember, range is given by the maximum minus the minimum value. So this is what the range is. The range is simply the maximum minus the minimum value. So let us rearrange this data in order. So if we rearrange this data in order, we have 12, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 17. So this is the arrangement of data that we have been given. So we know for sure that for us now to be able to find the range, the highest of them is 33 minus 12, you get the value to be 21. So we know for sure that the range is 21. Remember, for you now to calculate the class width, so it will be 21. Remember, the number of classes is you to give yourself. So we will give us the number of classes to be 5. So 5 will be the number of classes which we want to deal with. But there are times whereby they give you the number of classes, so you need to stick to them. So the number of classes in this case, they are 5. And when you are to divide 5 into 21, you get the value to be 4.2. In here, we do not round off, we round up. So even if there is a 2, there is a 5, there is a 9, we always round up. As long as there is a number here, this will automatically become a 5. We always round up. Take note of that. So having done that, let us now construct the frequency distribution table. So we'll just draw a rough table here. So let's say these are our audit times, and these are the frequencies which exist in that particular public accounting firm. So remember, the audit times here, they are the range, this is the class width that you are going to make. So you will need to get a defined number. So the first defined number we can get is a 10. Then remember, they have said that the class width is 5. So here to be what? 14, meaning 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then here to be 15 to 19. And here it will be 20 to 24. And here to be 25 to 29, and here to be 30 to 34. Then remember, the number of classes should be 5. Even when you count them, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the class width, you know for sure that in here there is an existence of 5 numbers. That's where the class width is coming from. Then the frequencies, the numbers between 10 and 14. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We put our 4. The numbers between 15 to 19, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the numbers in between 20 to 24, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the numbers between 25 to 29, we have 1, 2, and the number which is remaining is 33 and is 1. So in that, when we are to add these, the resulting outcome we should get is 20. Remember, they told us to say for a sample of 20 clients. So we know for sure that 4 plus 8 is 12, plus 5 is 17, plus 2 is 19, plus 1 is 20. So this is how you construct your frequency distribution table. So having done the construction of the frequency distribution table, let us now construct what is referred to as the histogram. So for you now to be able to construct the histogram, you attach what is referred to as the boundary column. So the way this boundary column is, for you now to get the boundary column, you pick any two classes you want. So if you pick the first class, you go with the second class. If you pick the second class, you go with the third class. So we can even pick the first class and the second class. So if you pick the first class and the second class, you always subtract the lower limit of the second class with the upper limit of the first class. So we know for sure that the lower limit of the first class is 15, and the upper limit of the lower limit of the second class is 15, and the upper limit of the first class is 14. You get the value to be 1. Then you divide this by 2. You get 0.5. So now you will use the 0.5 for you to create what is referred to as the class boundary. So you will be subtracting from these which are on the lower limit of every class, and you add the same 0.5 to the upper limit of each and every class. So we know for sure that 10 minus 0.5 is 9.5, 2, 14.5, then 15 minus 0.5, we know for sure it is 14.5, and here to give us 19.5. Here we know for sure that we'll have 19.5 when we subtract, and we have 24.5. Here we have 24.5, and here we will have 29.5. Here we will have 29.5, and lastly we have 34.5. So for you now to be able to construct the histogram, the way you will construct it, remember, you just draw an L shape where this side you have your frequency, and this side you have your audit times. So for you now to be able to come up with the frequency distribution table, what you basically do here is something that is very simple. So remember, the number of frequencies that you have are 1 to 8. So let us just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So now that we have done that, so let us now draw the histogram. The first class has the frequency of 4, and the boundaries from 9.5 to 14.5. So what we can do here is, so let's say 9.5, 14.5, we have 19.5, we have 24.5, we have 29.5. Sorry that my numbers are within the words. And lastly we have 34.5. So we know that the first class is having a boundary of 9.5 to 14.5 and the frequency of 4. So we draw it from here all the way to the frequency of 4, coming down to 14.5. So this is the class that we have where the frequency is 4. Then the second one has a frequency of 8, having 14.5 to 19.5. So we know for sure that 14.5 is here. So it will go all the way to 8 frequency of 8, then coming down to the class boundary, which is 19.5. So this is what we have as our class, which is of 15 to 19. Then the third one is having a frequency of 5 and a boundary of 19.5. So 19.5, we know for sure that it is here. Then the frequency of 5 starts from somewhere here. Then we are taking it to 24.5. So 24.5 is somewhere there. So this is what we have. Then lastly, which is the second one, here it is 24.5 to 29.5, having a frequency of 2. So a frequency of 2 is here all the way to 29.5, which is here. So this is what we have. Then we have a frequency of 1 starting from 29.5 all the way to 34.5, and the frequency of 1 is somewhere there. So this is the histogram which we have created from the data that we have been given. So this is how you answer such questions. Your host, Golden Zulu.